Sablayan Prison and Penal Farm, established on September 26, 1954, by virtue of Presidential Proclamation Number 72. Sablayan Penal Colony is located in Occidental Mindoro and relatively new, and it's nearer to Manila than other penal colonies. The penal colony has a total land area of approximately 16,190 hectares. Several buildings have been constructed, including the colonist dormitories, employees' quarters, guardhouse, schoolhouse, chapel, recreation hall, and post exchange. When the first colonists and employees arrived in Sablayan on January 15, 1955, according to the prison records. In addition, 3 sub-colonies were later organized. One is a reservation, which this day remains part of a protected rainforest. Another is in a coastal area. The third was used by the national government as a relocation site for refugees from the eruption of Mount Pinatubo in 1991. Unlike any other or the usual penal colony, the prisons here are almost enjoying their freedom. Instead of being locked down inside concrete structures with metal bars, they can roam around the area without so much restriction. They are also made to till the land area so as to have their own supply of at least basic food requirements for during their stay. To conclude, prisoners are also allowed to build their nipa huts. Some inmates were also allowed to have their wife, husband, or husband to live with them inside the colony. This is evident by some playground around the area.
The history of Sablayan Prison and Penal Farm. The Sablayan Prison and Penal Farm is situated at Sablayan Occidental, Mindoro. It was established by President Ramon Magsaysay through Executive Order number 547 on January 14, 1954. And it was opened on the 26th of June, 1954. Sablayan Prison and Penal Farm, nearer to Manila than other penal colonies. The Sablayan Colony is located in Occidental Mindoro and relatively new, established on September 26, 1954 by virtue of Presidential Proclamation Number 72. The penal colony has a total land area of approximately 16,190 hectares. Prison's record show that the first colonists and employees arrived in Sablayan on January 15, 1955. Since the several buildings have been constructed, including the colonies, dormitories, employees' quarters, guardhouse, schoolhouse, chapel, recreation hall, and post exchange. 3 sub-colonies were later organized. One is a reservation, which these days remains part of protected rainforest. Another is a coastal area. The third was used by the national government as a relocation site for refugees from the eruption of the Pinatubo eruption in 1991.
These are the strength of Sablayan Prison and Penal Farm. The penal colony is designed for minimum security prisoners. Primary product is rice that is used also to supply the NBP. Principal activity and product is agriculture, and product is agricultural rice. Not only for the use of the inmates of the colony, but also supplying some rice needs of the NBP. Sablayan Prison and Penal Farm, founded on September 27, 1954 by virtue of Proclamation Number 72 date. September 27, 1954, it consists of 16,190 hectares in Sablayan, Occidental Mindoro, one of the prisons near the Metro Manila.
Weaknesses of Sablayan Prison and Penal Farm. First, overcrowding. Sablayan Prison and Penal Farm may struggle with overcrowding, which places additional stress on staff and prisoner. and can exacerbate issues related to safety, hygiene, and health. This can also impact the success of rehabilitation efforts. Number two, limited resources. While Sablayan Prison and Penal Farm is a government-run facility, it may still struggle with limited resources such as staffing, funding, and access to adequate programs and services. This can limit the effectiveness of rehabilitation initiatives and hinder the ability to provide adequate care for prisoners. Number three, inadequate facilities. The physical condition of Sablayan Prison and Penal Farm may be indicate for house and rehabilitating prisoners. This can include issues poor sanitation, inadequate access to medical care, or lack of adequate space for activities such as education or works options. Number 4, staff shortage. Sablayan Prison and Penal Farm may struggle with understaffing, which can lead to lapses in security and safety as well as lack of resources to devote the individual prisoners. This can also be a mental and emotional strain on the staff members themselves. And lastly, number 5, lack of alternative sentencing option. While Sablayan Prison and Penal Farm may provide valuable rehabilitation initiatives, there may be a lack of alternative sentencing option for individuals who could be better served the different interventions such as counseling or community service. This can exacerbate issues related to overcrowding and resources.
Opportunities in Sablayan Prison and Penal Farm. Education and skills training. The prison could offer educational programs and skills training to help inmates acquire new knowledge and skills that they can use once they were released. This could include vocational training courses such as carpentry, plumbing, electrical work, and agriculture. Also, community service. Inmates could be given the opportunity to participate in community service projects, such as cleaning up parks or assisting with disasters relief efforts. This would not only benefit the community but also give inmates a sense of purpose and responsibility.
So I am the last report of the group 6. So my topic is regarding to the threats. So when we say threats, it is the negative effects or the negative results. So some of the examples of the threats are overcrowding, attempt to escape, lack of privacy, depression, violence, self-harm, and suicide, and so on and so forth. So the first threat is overcrowding. So this is one of the key contributing factors to poor prison conditions around the world. Because of the overcrowding, it would affect the prisons to become depressed and having problems to their mental ability that results to death. So the other threat is the lack of privacy. So as we know that in jail or in the prison, there is no privacy because the inmates will face the different kinds of people. So the inmates must learn how to negotiate the giving and receiving of cell time. So in this case, all inmates struggle with getting along to their environment, or they must adjust the environment even if the inmates don't like it, but they have to do it. So the next is the attempt to escape. It is always usually happen to some jail that an inmate will escape or attempt to escape. It is because of the lack of security. So next is depression. So prolonged stay in the prison may lead to intense depression which can persist even after their release, like missing their loved ones. So prisoners feel loneliness. In order to avoid these threats, the authority of the government should always be secured and do their responsibility.